What we've got on today is Audio In, our first live music conference. We've got some representation from the music industry up here in Townsville for the day, and obviously 40 or 50 live music followers, musicians, managers, marketing people up here in Townsville. A couple of things, obviously networking is one, showcasing what Townsville has to offer for the people who are out of town, and then again getting everyone in the same room at the same time and just start some ideas to get more live music.
And a pretty full program today with the Q&A starting at first and a bit of live performance, but a bit of a critique going on there as well.
Yeah. So everyone that's come up will be, some of the bands are going to be performing in front of the industry panel, and then they'll obviously offer some critique afterwards on a one-on-one basis. So just to get some tips, some networking, it's going to be good. We've got Clint Bogue from ex-Butterfly Effect, now a solo man. We've got Manny from Pushworth Group, 28 years experience in the industry, and we've got Carl Gardner from Mushroom Marketing, again about 30 years of experience, so probably 100 years worth of experience on the panel.
Clint, welcome to Townsville. Of course, Butterfly Effect, previous life for you, now out on your own solo, but joining us here today for a wonderful musical event. How's it coming on?
Yeah, it's great. Giving back to the community, helping young musicians on how to best promote themselves and also get their music out there is something I feel strongly about. Also, I think it's good to give back a little bit.
You played a couple of shows in North Queensland now. How have you found the local music scenes?
Yeah, it's great. I think there's a lot of untapped talent here and in this area in North Queensland in general, especially in Townsville. There's definitely a market opening up at this end of the country, so I'm hoping that more people get in behind it and support their locals.
You're finding shows like the X Factor and things like that are starting to bring a few musicians out of the closet?
I think so. I think more people are finding that they probably have got a talent there and it is accessible and they can play to people, so yeah, I think anything that promotes the arts in this country is a good thing.
And which genres of music are extending into? Are we going back to the roots of rock and roll, or are we going a bit of a different direction?
I think hip-hop is, Australian hip-hop and R&B and urban is definitely the hot ticket at the moment. I think there's a lot of festivals supporting that at the moment, whereas I think rock and roll and the heavier genres are sort of going, underground a little bit more these days. But I think there's still a wide audience for all types of music, by and large.
And of course, the gang here very well received today. You're visiting on board and on the panel tonight, I believe. And what are you expecting to see from some of our local bands?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Hopefully, a great performance. I hope for their sake that they play well, that they feel like they've walked off stage, with that confidence. Because I know what it's like to leave the stage feeling like I haven't played well. It's devastating. So, but we're not going to be too critical. I think to always look on the positive side and give positive feedback is important. You don't want to wreck anybody's dream or anyone's ability to go forward. So it'll be positive.
And these sorts of events maybe should be popping up around the country to give the young people that sort of encouragement that they need.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good thing. Any movement towards helping people out and giving them confidence to go forward with their own musical careers, I think it's a good thing.
Well, Clint, thanks for talking to us and good luck on the solo career.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Thank you. Paul Finn, normally a man standing behind a guitar, but today sitting behind a table. Tell us how you've got to that position.
So last year I did a workshop with Ash Grunwald and Carl Gardner, and it's the same format today where the audience comes in and asks questions about the music industry. And the idea is that the panel shares their insights and experience with people who would like to know a little bit more.
And what are some of the questions that have been coming out today?
A lot to do with how do you get yourself out there, how do you run your business better. There was a question about strained vocals and things like that, and Clint was talking about going and see a coach and all this sort of stuff, and I'd never really thought about that kind of thing before. Marketing questions, what is an agent, all these kinds of things. All basically taking taking the shadows of the industry and putting a bit of light on it.
And quite a strong group of performers here today, probably the cream of Townsville's live artists.
That's right.
And a little bit of a performance later on, a bit of a judging panel there as well, which I believe you're sitting on with someone quite famous.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want to call it a judging panel. We're not trying to judge the band. We're trying to provide them information that they can take on board or choose to accept or whatever, that they can move forward on. So, not to say that your music is good or bad or whatever, but to say, you know, this radio station might take you on, this festival might take you on, these organisations might work with you, these are some possible ways that you could market yourself, these are some possible ways to improve your live set or your song composition and things like that. So a diverse company.
What do you see as some of the strengths of the music industry here in Townsville?
Well, for a long time the Townsville music community has been pushed into the corner. It's been pushed into the shadows, so to speak. And I mean, that's not very good, but the good thing that came out of that is that the local music industry, they got together and they basically said, well, if no one's going to support us, then we'll support ourselves. And so from that you've got a lot of really strong-minded people who have said, no, we want to do it no matter what.
And of course, Palm Creek being one of the premier festivals here in the north, you see many more on the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, we hope so. I definitely hope there'll be more. I hope there's a bigger diversity of festivals, not just pop and rock or something like that, but something that kind of caters for a bit more, so that more different types of music comes out. And I don't care if there's a hip-hop festival or a heavy festival or whatever. The thing that I'm not really into that kind of music, but the thing that is really important for me is diversity, because if we all played the same music, we all did the same thing, and we all tried to sound like that one big band, then we're not really contributing to the arts community. So I think it's important for people to be able to stand up on their own feet and find those places to get their music out there.
Great. Well, Paul, congratulations on getting this together today, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guitar strummers and drum hammerers here in Townsville that are getting a lot of information and taking a lot of things out of this today. And good luck, and we'll see you on stage a little bit later on under the guise of Tabby Sari.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We came because we sponsored a couple of bands to come and do the showcase, and so we came to support them, but I really got a lot out of the session, even though it was sort of for musos. I learned, I guess, that the value of what we're doing to help develop the music industry from the young people's perspective is really good. And I'd already had an idea about forming a network between the different event organisers to try and do some collaborative marketing around our events, and that was reinforced today. So yeah, so I'm sort of going to go ahead with that now, and yeah.
Of course, with a lot of up and young coming bands sort of through what you're doing with the Youth Network, some advice you can pass on to them today out of your learning?
I guess to take it a bit more seriously, if you really do want to make it. If you're having fun, have fun. But if it's something that you really want to do, then, you know, taking it a bit more seriously is really important. And one of the things that I'll be offering from here is a bit of support to the bands around looking for grants and funding to help them, you know, pay for their CDs or, you know, help them to get some equipment or whatever. I've never even thought of offering that, so that's something that I'll be putting out to them from here on as well.
Are you finding there's an increase in the take-up of music amongst young people now? They're getting away from the PlayStations and getting away from the video games?
We've always had a really good following and a really good amount of bands. We always have to turn back bands every month. But yeah, the last 12 months or so I've found that there has been a real growth in the local music scene, so that's good.
So one title will be going from strength to strength?
Yeah, well, February we hit our 4th year, so yeah. So we're not looking at stopping anytime soon. We're sort of really enjoying it, and we've just had an opportunity to branch out, and we're about to start gigs at the Ross Island Hotel, which is a family-friendly pub. So it means that the under-18s can come and do that next step of playing in a licensed venue, but so it's sort of not that controlled environment that Untitled. It's very protective there, and we're very caring, and a pub environment's a little bit different. be able to offer them.
And of course, a tremendous exposure for the Palm Creek Folk Festival every year with Stompbox as well.
Yes, we'll continue to do that as well. We've done 3 years now, so yeah, no, we've been asked to go back again next year. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, Rachel Cook, Queen of the Kids, we'll look forward to seeing you at the next Untitled.
Thank you.
Thank you.